Hi everybody, welcome back to Cotto Verde. My name's Annette and today we're going to be tying in the David Austin James Galway roses that we have along the front of our building here, the front of our house. We've got 3 of them climbing up the walls and I've been pruning them over the years to try and create a really nice fan shape to get the most blooms, and we've still got blooms. They're out of the picture but they're above my head here, so I'm really delighted with these roses. They flower for me, you know, consecutively all through the season, and I really love the pink colour. It goes really well with our home and it creates that sort of country look that I'm after, and yeah, I really love them. I highly recommend them. If you haven't seen my previous videos, then do take a look at my playlist on my channel that's called Roses, because I've got a lot of information on there about how I've trained these roses over the years and what I do to keep them healthy. And today, because it's October, I'm not going to prune them, certainly not going to prune them hard. I may take off some whippy bits, but we gave them a feed this morning because some of the branches, the leaves on some of the branches are looking a bit yellow, and I'm not sure what's going on there, but I may take the whole branch out. But what's happening, I don't know if you can see this here, but we've got some really whippy long growth. And this kind of happened whilst we were away on holiday, and I really need to tie them in because as we go into this autumn and winter season, the winds are going to pick up and we probably get some storms. And if you don't tie in these whippy bits that are drooping everywhere, then what will happen is they'll snap and break. They're also kind of in the way. So we're going to tie those in today, and where necessary, I'm just going to do a tiny bit of pruning, but I leave the pruning of these roses until February or March every year. I would not prune hard now, right before the really cold snap. So we're just going to be tying in predominantly today, and I'm just going to take you along with me as we do that. So you'll probably notice today that I'm not going to be deadheading, and that is because this rose produces some lovely sort of deep orange rosebuds that are really large and they look fantastic on Christmas wreaths and in decorations. So I'm going to try to leave those rose hips on, so where the blooms are fading, I won't be deadheading at this time of year because I want the rose hips.
Here?
Yes. And then how much of that branch is actually loose? Like, where is it last tied in? Okay, so I need you to tie it in.
Outside of the window.
Okay. Okay, so the reason we've taken that particular stem off is because it was grown behind the cables, and I don't want it growing behind the cables. So we're just going to tie the rest of them in. You can see the beautiful orange rose hips up there. So right here, what we have in this area is a branch that seems to be dying. It doesn't look very happy at all. So compared to all the other green leaves that we've got, this one just isn't happy. So what I'm going to do is take that one out as far down as I can trace it to healthy growth. Was this part of the very sickly one?
Yeah.
I think we can take this off. So we've taken that bit off because it was part of the very sick branch, and actually looks like it's got maybe a bit of black spot on it. And we have another bit of a beautiful branch here, which is super healthy and even has some roses on it. And I'm going to train this in its place. I'm just going to tie it back to here for the winter, I think. So that's all we're going to do with this rose. As I said, we're not going to prune until February or March next year, and this was just a matter of tying in all the whippy growth. It's all tied back now, and actually I found a really good branch here to replace the one that we chopped off because it was looking sickly. So I'm just going to do, or we're going to do, the other 2 roses. So this rose in the middle here has still got buds. It's still about to bloom. So how fantastic is that? So this is the last of the roses, and it's the one that probably gets the most sun, and it's particularly bushy, and it's still got some roses on it. We've got roses up there, down there, and there are loads of orange rose hips that I'm going to save, but we just need to make sure it's tied in for the winter and it's not going to flop around everywhere. So the reason we're taking the really tall ones off is because, again, they're climbing behind the cable, and we don't want that because that's not helpful. So these two here that are flopping around, we're going to tie them into this cable above the window because that's where we want them to grow anyway, but they're still very supple and bendy, so we can just bend them over to tie them in for the winter. But that's it for today. We've tied in all these 3 roses and they're very secure for the winter now. I'm confident that we shouldn't get any broken branches, and hopefully I'm going to have some lovely hips that I can pick in a month or 2 ready for Christmas, and I'll be able to use those in my decorations, maybe on my table or on my wreath. So I'm leaving them on the rose for now, and then I will pick them closer to the time that I need them. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting and useful if you've got a climbing rose and you're not sure how to tie it in for the winter. It's really quite a short process because you don't have to do any pruning. In fact, I'd advise against pruning at this time of year if at all possible. As you saw though, we did take out some diseased branches, or very sick branches anyway, and some that were going to rub and cross through the season. I didn't want that as we were tying them in. I will be filming in February or March when I prune these roses properly for the next season. I'll make a video about that, so do subscribe to my channel if you're interested in watching that or anything else about my garden. I put up videos once or twice a week, so do join me and follow along if you'd like to see more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.